guys, it's Melanie, and welcome back to Living Luxuriously for Less, where we celebrate, decorate, and enjoy everyday life for less. Well, I am so ecstatic about today's video. I am going to take the opportunity to answer one of the most frequently asked questions here on our YouTube channel, and that is, Melanie, what do you wear to your weddings or your events? So I'm going to take the time to answer that for all of you aspiring and new event planners, event designers, and event decorators, so that you will feel prepared and not under or overdressed for your next wedding or event. So when deciding what to wear for your next wedding or event, it is important to understand the occasion. One of the things I like to look at is the actual timing of the event. If it is, we're going to start out with a wedding because I think it's most important to address the proper attire for weddings. So we'll start there. So if the wedding is a early afternoon wedding, if it happens any time between brunch and maybe 3 or 4 o'clock, then that wedding is not considered a formal wedding. So a nice dress, a nice pair of slacks or a nice suit would definitely be something that is suitable for that wedding. Now, it also depends on the actual theme. Is the wedding more formal? Or if it's outside, a lot of those things will kind of come into play when you determine what you are going to wear. Because a lot of times, if you're going to be outside, perhaps a maxi dress or something more flowy and more casual would be appropriate. But if it's an indoor wedding and it's a 5 o'clock or later wedding, then that is, typically, according to etiquette, that is a more formal wedding, and you would wear something more formal. Now, another thing to consider is exactly what you're going to be doing for that wedding. Are you the coordinator or the planner? Because if you are, then yes, you need to be really dressed up, as I am tonight. But if you're performing in the capacity of a decorator or a designer, then wearing a uniform is definitely appropriate. And you guys have seen me do that in several of my events where I wear all black with my logo and some pearls. If I don't have, my logo on, everyone on my team knows that I always wear all black and pearls because it always looks so classy and so nice. Now, if you want to get something to distinguish you and your staff, if you wanted to wear, all black and everyone wear like a little pin or name tag, that would definitely be appropriate as well. Now, when we wear our uniforms or we wear our all black with pearls, we typically do not stay for the duration of the event. We would leave once the decorations are approved. We would leave the site once the wedding has begun, and I take my team out to eat during that time, and we just kind of take the time to relax and unwind while the actual wedding festivities are going on, and then we come back to do the breakdown. Now, if we were hired to host, which is a totally separate job duty, then we would dress appropriately for that event, and we would stay on site the entire time from the beginning to the breakdown. So that is another thing that you want to consider when you are thinking about what is appropriate for you to wear. The next thing is that you want to wear something that is comfortable. That is so important. You want your shoes to be comfortable. You want your outfit to be comfortable. You want something you can move freely in and still look really cute and very appropriate. But if something happens, if you have to bend down and pick up something, or if something breaks or you need to repair something. I remember at a recent event, I had an entire backdrop to fall backwards. If that is the case at one of your events, you don't want to wear a dress so short or so tight that you can't make those things happen. Okay, so you want to keep that in mind. Like, you want to look professional, you do want to look polished and clean and nice, but you also want to be able to work in whatever you're wearing, whether you're hosting or if you're just decorating. So that is of the utmost importance. I think a lot of people kind of forget about that. You know, I always like to carry an extra pair of shoes because if I'm hosting, of course, I want to have on my very nice, you know, heels. But if I'm working, I want to have on flats. I want to have on something that is very comfortable for me to move around in as I am going throughout the night. So oftentimes I'll have a really cute little monogram bag with some cute flats in that I will change into to work in outside of me hosting or coordinating that wedding or event. Another thing you want to consider is the color scheme. You will often find me dressing in the color scheme of the wedding. A lot of people, you know, I ask my brides a lot, hey, what do you want me to do? Like, what are you comfortable with? Do you want me to come in full uniform or do you want me to dress up? And, you know, many of them are like, I want the entire luxe experience. I want the entire Melanie Turner experience. I want you to come dressed to the nine. And, you know, a lot of my brides request that. And then I have some brides that, you know, they can care less. So if it's up to me, of course, I want to be comfortable because, you know, I'm working. But if they require me to host or be on the forefront in some type of way, then I'm going to be more formal. And I like to kind of dress in that accent color. It may not be exactly, you know, the color that the bridesmaids are wearing or the exact color of the wedding, but it's definitely in that color scheme. If the color scheme is a wine, you know, color, I may wear an eggplant purple or a lilac or something to complement the wedding or photos that I may take with my client at some point during the night. So keep that in mind as well. Do I ever wear white to a wedding? Absolutely not. Not unless that is the dress code. If white, an all-white wedding or an all-white event is not the dress code, then I'm not going to be wearing it. So I get asked that question a lot, and I try to stay away from that at all costs or anything close to white. I try to stick with whatever accent colors that are out there. And again, I just want to be comfortable. I want to be presentable. I want to be, and it's something that I feel comfortable enough to work in, and something that, you know, if the bride wants to grab a picture or something of me with me at some point throughout the evening or throughout the event, something that I, you know, feel comfortable in being having a photo taken in. And with that being said, you know, when you show up at the event, you guys, don't show up with your hair wrapped up. Don't show up with, you know, just looking just very unprofessional and unkept. I think it's very important for you at the minimum to have your hair and your makeup done, your nails well maintained, and some little pearls or earrings on. You don't have to go over the top, but you just do want to be presentable because you may not, you know, get to break away from the event to go and get dressed. And you are ultimately hired to make sure that event is flawless and not yourself. Okay, so all of your self-maintenance and your self-beauty, try to take care of that before you arrive on the scene that day, because things can happen and you don't want to be somewhere getting your makeup done or getting dressed and some type of catastrophe has taken place and you don't have the time to get that done. So that is my tip there. When it comes to social events, baby showers and things like that, I tend to dress, you know, to complement the theme of that event, and that's just kind of my common rule of thumb. So I hope that answered your question on what I wear for my events. If you guys have any more questions or if you would like to see outfit ideas, please leave a comment down in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, it's Melanie with Living Luxuriously for Less. Cheers!